These are the final moments of the year, and I would like to invite everyone to practice the following 3 exercises. The first one is connecting with yourself. The second is connecting with loved ones. And the third is connecting with our ancestors. Of the year, we are often very busy, even until the moment of the New Year's Eve. Sometimes even after it has passed. Let's try something different for this year. Let's rest early and keep things simple. Not needing to prepare a lot, so we can maintain a good energy and a positive state of mind before stepping into the new year. We need a very special time just for ourselves. For example, we can sit down in peace. Enjoy a warm cup of tea or coffee. Find a quiet place, turn off the phones, TV and computer screens, and take a break from conversations, projects, and plans to truly return to ourselves. I am home. I have returned home. I no longer wait, wandering on the streets at this end or that end. I no longer let my mind be distracted by worries and all kinds of things in life. The stress of the year is over. And now I have a moment to truly rest in completeness. Not just completeness, but with respect. You can sit quietly in a peaceful space. And if there are candles, flowers, or any image of a deity, it's even better, as it reminds us that inside us is also a temple. We've been away from this temple for the whole year, dealing with life, solving many problems, finding our position, proving ourselves, showing off and helping and loving others. Yet we've neglected this temple, living more with mundane matters, anger and greed. Rarely do we have the chance to sit in peace like this. Some people have to wait until the last days of the year, and sometimes don't even get that opportunity. We've almost lost the habit of connecting with ourselves, always dependent on others or something outside, not trusting that when we stop and disconnect from the outside, we can connect with our inner selves. By doing so, we become strong. Inner power rises from that connection. We can practice for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. We can sit down, close our eyes, and pay attention to our breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling slowly and clearly. Hearing our breath at the tip of the nose. We feel the stomach rise and fall. This is where we are with our body and with ourselves. We're not going anywhere else. The temple doors have opened and a peaceful, miraculous space has been created. Of course, 3 breaths may not be enough. We need 10 breaths or several minutes. It's okay, because we've returned to the doorstep of the temple. We've overcome the external distractions. If you are at the external world, you can enjoy a cup of tea. Feel the warm tea in your hands in the cold winter. Breathe in the aroma and take a sip. Be aware that you are here, not going anywhere and in this moment. You want to stay in your temple. You know that inside you there are deities. When you sit quietly like this, you can be in a state of ritual, wearing a beautiful clean robe, perhaps lighting a candle or incense. In this peaceful space, you can meditate on your breath. Sip tea or simply enjoy the stillness. Your body and mind will calm down and peace will spread. You will feel light, and inside you, there will be a sense of comfort. You won't feel the need to chase after anything, grasp anything, or resist anything. You'll feel free. Freedom means shedding away worries, greed, anger, past wounds, pain, and depression. At this moment, depression cannot reach you, because this temple is well guarded by deities of calm. Peace, observation, focus, and freedom. How happy it is to have neglected this temple for so long. I should take better care of it and meet these deities. Again, I need to be humble, patient, and stay in this practice. For only then will the deities appear. When the temple is lit up and the deities are present, no dark forces can dare approach us. Most of us are outward focused, chasing after external objects, worries, and attractive distractions. Or we get caught up in unfulfilled desires. These are the gaps where darkness leaks into our minds, and we become identified with this darkness. Over time, it becomes a habit, a personality. We begin to think that we are the angry, rebellious, and suffering person. But that's not true. We are much more than that. Let's try sitting down. Sitting quietly on a cushion or chair. Closing our eyes, or opening them to the night or the fresh morning. We must try to keep our focus on our body. Letting go of tension, relaxing each muscle. Focusing on the breath. Feeling the air coming in and out. Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to be here healthy, strong, after so many storms in life. Despite all the ups and downs, the setbacks, I am still here to enjoy a cup of tea, to breathe in peaceful breaths, and to sit with myself, calm and content. This is a great happiness. I greet the deities in my temple. I know that when I sit down and relax, when I return to connect deeply with my breath, I will find myself in the presence of these deities, who are gifts from heaven and earth. However, I still lack strong trust. And that's why I don't return to care for my temple. I haven't consistently practiced and connected with my deities. I've been too focused on my own struggles, going into battle with my relationships, work and daily life, and I've fallen and suffered. I've blamed heaven and earth, hated life and people, not realizing that it's because I was weak, lacking inner strength, and not bringing my deities along on the journey. Through the hardships of life, I wish that every moment I could return like this. Even when I'm working or solving problems, or interacting with others. If I maintain the connection to my temple, to my deities, or at least do so once a day in the morning or evening, spending half an hour or more in this practice, I believe my life quality will improve. Peace and happiness in life are real. They are things I can touch many times a day, and I can extend them in my life as I wish. Now, the second practice. connecting with loved ones, the people around us. I haven't done the first practice well, so I haven't practiced the second one properly either. There are times when I find relationships with others burdensome. Sometimes I think I can live my life without them. I believe that if I had many life experiences, I wouldn't need anyone, not even my family members, my parents or my siblings. But thank heaven at this moment, I realize that I cannot live without them. I realize that if I wake up tomorrow and there is no one left, no family members, no loved ones, or the ones I am upset with or resentful of, if they are no longer here, what would I do? Of course, I can still live, but it would be as a broken person with a lonely and wandering soul. Now, I see that all my efforts were for the people I love to trust me, love me, and see my value. But because of my focus on work and other things, I've neglected many opportunities to connect with my loved ones. I prioritized work, clients, and personal preferences, and only connected with them when I was feeling fine. When I was unwell or upset, I avoided them. I didn't care what they thought or how they were feeling. Every time we sat together, I wasn't paying attention to their emotions, what they were going through. I was just defending myself, sharing my own struggles, demanding things from them. This is because I am weak. I've been living shallowly, identifying with desire, resistance, and societal pressures. I've been searching for the meaning of life, asking what life is for, while life is always present, with all its miraculous things. And my loved ones have always been here, even though they may not always be perfect. They are still the ones I cherish deeply in my life. These are the people I've intertwined with, and I cannot separate myself from them. I now realize that life is a series of interconnected relationships. The more I sever them, the more I feel lost and isolated. And more vulnerable to life storms. In these last days of the year, I feel a deep connection to my ancestors. my parents, and my loved ones. I want to let go of anger and resentment and only bring good things to each other. So I invite my loved ones to sit down together with a cup of tea, each with their own tea, to look at each other, to smile, or simply enjoy the presence of one another. We don't need to say much. Just be present with each other. Maybe we'll talk about our health or what's happening right now. In this moment, I know that when I can sit down, relax, and when I can return and connect deeply with my breath, I can find myself and meet the gods. These guardian deities are bestowed by heaven and earth to every living being on this earth, especially human beings. But I still don't have enough strong belief. So I haven't returned often to take care of my temple and worship my gods, to connect deeply and trust deeply. I am still running alone into the battlefield, into emotional relationships, into work, and I have fallen. I have suffered, I have complained, blamed heaven and earth, and hated life, hated people. But I didn't know that this was because I was weak, because I didn't have enough inner strength, because I didn't know how to bring my gods with me on this difficult journey. I wish that every moment I could return like this. Even when I'm working, when solving problems, when interacting with people, that I could still maintain the connection with my temple, my gods, or at least once a day in the morning or evening, I would have a ritual, half an hour or more, to return and take care of my temple and my guardians. I believe that if I do this, the quality of my life will improve a lot. And peace and happiness in life are real. Things that I can touch many times a day and can be extended as long. The second practice is to connect with loved ones, the people around you. Because I haven't done the first practice well, I stopped, didn't prioritize, didn't practice diligently, so I didn't do well in the second practice. Sometimes in life, I find it really troublesome with the relationships around me. There are times when I think they are necessary, and sometimes I think they are not. Sometimes I think they are beneficial, and sometimes they are very unhelpful and cause obstacles in my personal life. I once thought that I could make a living I could design my life the way I want. I could have many life experiences. And I wouldn't need anyone. Not even my family, not even my parents. My siblings. But thank heaven at this moment, I suddenly realize that I can't live without them. Think about it tomorrow. If there are no more loved ones in this world, or if the person I have emotional TIs with, whom I am angry at or resentful of, leaves this world forever, what will I do? Of course, I can still live, but I would live as a cripple. My soul would be broken, lost, miserable. And I realize that all my efforts and struggles are to make the people I love trust me more, love me more, see my value, and know that I am truly. Yet, because of the need to survive, for many reasons, I have missed many opportunities to connect deeply with the ones I love. I have prioritized work, prioritized customers, prioritize what I still like. I would only connect with them when I feel okay, when I'm healthy. But when I'm not feeling well, I avoid them, abandon them. I don't care about what they think. And every time we sit down to have a meal together, discuss something, I don't pay attention to their feelings. I don't observe what they are thinking, what difficulties they are facing. Why are they sad? Why are they tense? I only focus on defending myself. Only focus on protecting myself. Only focus on speaking about my thoughts, my struggles. I only know how to demand, complain, or respond angrily. This is because I am weak. I am struggling, but I don't realize it. I have not stopped to look deeply. I am living very superficially. I am ident. Mind of desire, the mind of opposition. Identifying with the chaotic mind of society. I keep asking, what is the meaning of life? What is life for? Well, life is always present. Miraculous things are always there, and the people I love are always there. Even though they have moments of being up and down, good and bad, sweet and not so sweet. Even though in the past they may have hurt me, either intentionally or unintentionally. They are still my loved ones, my benefactors in life, the people I have deeply rooted into their lives. and can't separate myself from. I know that this life is a web of relationships. The more I disconnect, the more lost. Lonely and vulnerable I become in the storms of life. In these last days of the year, in these sacred moments, I suddenly feel that there is a very special connection between me and my grandparents, parents, and my loved ones. In this moment, I want to let go of my anger. Resentment and only bring good things to each other. Therefore, I want to invite my loved ones to sit down with me at the tea table, each person with a cup of tea. We can look at each other, give each other a warm smile, or we can talk, but only talk about what is happening. In this present moment on the tea table in the house around us, we don't need to say too much. Just being fully present for each other is enough. We can look at each other and smile or talk, but only about what is happening here in this moment. Around the tea table in the house and the present moment. More importantly, let's ask about each other's health. In terms of spiritual life and the challenges we face with each other, we must always remember that sitting down together to create a connection is the most important thing. Maintaining stable energy for each other is the most important. Keeping a smile energy of peace and happiness. And the awareness of happiness when we are together is the most important. The stories and problems that arise in this moment are secondary, not as important. Don't let yourself be swept into the story. Don't fall into the old habit of judging right and wrong, which then leads to the frustrations and wounds of each other. I want to offer my loved ones the miraculous presence of mine, a full presence that is sweet, listens, opens the heart, and respects the presence of one another. Let's only say beautiful things. Shall we? Let's only say sweet things. Shall we? Let's only compliment and lift each other up. Shall we? There are times when we need to speak about difficulties, to solve each other's problems, to shed light on weaknesses. But don't let it always be like this. Especially in these special sacred moments. Let's build the family atmosphere during these Tet holidays to be beautiful, joyful, cozy, filled with laughter and full of positive energy. This can start with one person who is conscious of this, and it will spread to others. Or we can remind each other during this Tet period. As per the tradition of our ancestors, to take good care of ourselves, to be mindful of our words and actions, to avoid offending each other or causing any harm for any reason. This practice, if extended throughout the year, would be wonderful. But at least we can pick a time of the year, especially at this moment, to speak only words that build trust and love for each other. We will act in ways that bring only good things to each other. This is an invaluable gift, more precious than material things, money or reputation, because in the end, what we truly need from each other is love. It is the awareness of the miraculous, value of each other that matters. No matter how many years we live, no matter what we achieve in life, we will never feel fully satisfied until we reconnect with deep love. Open our hearts to embrace and care for each other deeply. We realize that what happens to one side happens to the other and vice versa. Then, each person will know that keeping themselves well is keeping the other well, and we will feel very complete and whole. Sometimes, sitting in silence for a few minutes with each other, without needing to speak, is also very wonderful. Even just sitting with eyes closed for a moment, allowing each person to return and nourish their own energy before continuing to speak, before discussing further, or before interacting again, is also a wonderful way. Because every time we speak, every time we act, we want it to bring healing energy to our loved ones. They deserve this. We are about to move on to the third practice, which is connecting with our ancestors. We can also sit and connect at the tea table, or we can kneel before the Buddha statue, the ancestor altar, or the altar of the saints. Enlightened beings and masters. These are our spiritual ancestors. then our blood ancestors, such as grandparents, parents, and previous generations, are our bloodline ancestors. So we have two types of ancestors: spiritual ancestors and bloodline ancestors. About spiritual life and the challenges of each other. But we always remember that sitting down together to create a connection is the most important thing. The effort to maintain stable energy for each other is crucial, as is keeping smiles, peace, happiness, and the awareness of happiness when we are together. The stories and problems presented in this moment are secondary, not overly important. Do not let yourself be caught up in the story. Do not fall into old habits of judging right and wrong, which lead to frustration and the wounds of each other. I dedicate to my beloved ones my complete presence. A presence that is gentle, attentive, respectful, and full of love. Let's only say good and sweet things. Shall we? Let's only compliment and uplift each other. Shall we? There are times when we need to express difficulties, solve problems, or shed light on each other's weaknesses. However, we should not always act this way, especially during these sacred and special moments. Let's build a family atmosphere during these New Year days that is beautiful, joyful, and full of positive energy. This can start with just one person who is conscious of this and will spread to others. Or we can remind each other during this time to follow the tradition of our ancestors, to be careful with our words, actions, and not offend or hurt anyone. If we practice this throughout the year, how wonderful it would be. But at least we can choose these days to speak only words that build trust and love, to act only in ways that bring goodness to each other. This is a priceless gift, far more precious than material wealth or reputation. Because in the end, what we truly need from each other is love. Living for many years in this world, achieving things we never feel complete, until we reconnect and open our hearts to embrace and love one another, forming a deep bond We need to realize that what happens to others happens to us as well, and vice versa. When each person knows to take care of themselves, they are also taking care of the others. And that's when we feel truly full and complete. There are times when we sit together in silence, not needing to speak a word. And this too is beautiful. Even sitting with our eyes closed for a moment, returning to nurture our own energy before speaking. Before continuing our work, before interacting, is a wonderful way to restore balance. We want every word, every action to bring peaceful energy to our loved ones. They deserve this. We prepare to practice the third exercise. Connecting with our ancestors. We can sit together with tea or kneel before the Buddha statue, the ancestral altar, or divine figures such as the saints. Enlightened beings and spiritual ancestors, as well as our bloodline ancestors. We have two kinds of ancestors: spiritual and bloodline. And we, as their descendants, owe everything we have today to the pioneers who paved the way for us, passing on countless values. Even now, when I work on healing, there are moments when I am exhausted, when I want to give up or simply feel too tired. At those moments, I realize that I may have forgotten to connect with my ancestors, choosing to work alone, relying on my strength, intelligence, and personal ego. Even though I am connected with the collective power of many, brothers and sisters, or students, this may not be enough. The ancestral flow has been present for thousands of years, ever powerful and filled with universal energy. Our ancestors are always around us. We just need to open our senses, be fully present in this moment, set aside our egos, and realize that we are not separate individuals. We exist with the earth, with the universe, and with our ancestors. They have never abandoned or excluded us. There were times when I was arrogant or overly confident in my own abilities, not willing to seek help from those who have always been there for me. who are ready to assist me unconditionally. Those moments are when I feel the invisible arms of the ancestors, guiding and protecting me, helping me find the path. Guidance and protection are two key words that I always remember. On my healing journey, helping others overcome pain and suffering, this is my lifelong commitment. Even though I know that my power is limited, I can only help a few people. But when I realize that I am not doing this alone, that I am doing this with the earth, with the universe, with my ancestors and with my brothers and sisters, I feel comforted and strengthened, even though challenges remain. I am no longer working alone to solve them. I listen, I open my heart. I connect. I wait for the right opportunities. In this third practice, you can kneel with your hands in prayer position, or slowly lower your forehead to the floor, and gently place your hands with palms up. You can focus deeply on your breath, or simply lie still and reflect on the connection between yourself, the earth, and the universe. For example, through your breath, you realize that without it, you would not be alive. This breath is not your own. The food you eat, the water you drink, the earth you stand on, and the sunlight are not yours either. Everything surrounding you is not yours. So whose is it? It belongs to the earth, to the vast universe, to our ancestors. All we need to do is humble ourselves. Let go of our ego and follow the flow. Only then will we transcend the narrow path. Sometimes when I feel I lack the strength to continue or overcome challenges, I simply stop, rest for a moment. This is precious time to return to myself, to harmonize with nature, to reconnect with my ancestors, and flow with the current. These two key practices, reconnecting with our ancestors and aligning ourselves with the flow of life, are essential for the new year. In these days leading up to the new year, I have thought deeply about the idea of flowing with nature. I have often wondered why at the end of the year, during this particular period, I am especially drawn to this idea. I believe the ancestors have successfully experienced. This and have shown us the way. Yet we have not listened, not practiced. But now when the time is right, we will realize that only when we return to the flow, to harmony with nature, will we find peace. We need to embrace the present moment. Utilize every opportunity and not struggle with the past or future. This is what Zen Master Tran and Tong taught. Just let go. Flow with the natural course of things. The path to happiness is to learn, to accept and align ourselves with the natural course, to not cling to what is past, nor worry about what is yet to come. Instead, we focus on the present, right now, as I am now with my loved ones, enjoying this moment together. In these sacred moments, I can deeply connect with my ancestors, with the spirits of the universe, and with my family. I feel so full, so peaceful, so loved. This is true wealth. When I sit in peace, connect with my loved ones, or kneel to connect with my ancestors, I feel complete. I want for nothing more. Peace, love, and joy overflow from my heart. This is the real treasure. May we all embrace the flow of life, reconnect with our ancestors, and live with love and compassion. This is my wish for myself and for all of you. As we enter the new year, may we walk with peace, joy, and gentleness on this wonderful journey of life. I am stepping into the new year with a heart full of love, warmth, and freedom.